to this short 20-minute sequence which will prepare you for mermaid pose. We will open the shoulders, the hip flexors, and also stretch our quads in preparation for this. So get into a comfortable seated position, either on your heels or in a cross-legged position. You can also use a cushion for that if this is more comfortable for you. Close your eyes, tune in, let go of all of your expectation for this mermaid pose, and just go with the flow and prepare yourself and then see what happens. So take a deep breath in, lift your left arm up, and with your exhale, lean over to your right side. With your next inhale, flow over to the other side, and repeat this a couple of times in the rhythm of your own breath. And to the right side, and once more to the left side. Then roll forward, come into a child's pose. Let go of any tension that you might still feel and hold in your body. Especially the shoulder blades, feel how they melt apart. And with your next inhale, move your hands forward, roll over, come into a tabletop position. With your hands, walk forward, come into puppy pose, but keep your hips stacked over your knees. Maybe you want to rest your forehead on the floor. Maybe your chest also touches the floor. Maybe you want to come onto your fingertips to give a little more stretch in your shoulders. And slowly come back up, roll back, and come into cat and cow position. Really move your spine. Check that your neck is the elongation of your spine. Keep your belly button slightly tucked in to keep your belly active and to protect your lower back. Now you can see it from the side. Walk forward, come into puppy pose while I adjust my hair. Check that your hips are on top of your knees. Also here, keep your core slightly engaged. And then come back up into tabletop position. Tuck your feet and push up into your first downward facing dog. And walk your dog. It's more important that your back is long, your upper body from your hands to your tailbone is a long line, then your heels touch the floor. You can keep your knees really bent here. Make sure that you close your rib cage, that you engage your core. Now we need to warm up a little. For this, you come forward into a plank in a wave-like motion. Bend your knees, push back and back up into downward facing dog. And we will do this a couple of times in the rhythm of our breath. Inhale when you come forward into plank. Exhale when you push back. Move your whole upper body, your spine. next time when you're in downward facing dog, stay there. Now lift your right leg up into the sky, keep your hips square, active feet. Pull your leg in towards your chest, your right leg, and then place your foot on the ground, maybe help with your hand. Here, keep your back leg active and straight. Come up into high lunge. Your front leg is on top of your ankle, your core is engaged. Make sure that you're not leaning forward here, but you're really feeling a stretch here in your left front body. And come forward, place your hands left and right of your front foot. Place down your back knee, and with your right arm, draw big circles. Breathe. Once you're back, bend your back leg and try to grab your toes. Make sure that your thumb is facing up. We're doing a thumbs up here. Your shoulders are open. You push into your left hand such that you're not sinking into your shoulder, but yet that your ear is far away from the ground. Make sure that your right knee is on top of your right ankle, and now pull a little bit on your back leg. Now you push with your foot into your hand, and then you pull your foot towards your butt. Maybe you can let go of your hand without getting a cramp. Very good, let go. Now straighten the front leg for Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose, which is the splits. In this pose, I always like to roll a little bit in my hips to feel a nice juicy spot where I want to stay. Make sure that you keep your front foot active, toes pulled towards you. And also make sure that your hips are on top of your back knee. Very good. Come to the front, place your hands on the ground, tuck your back toe and come back into downward facing dog. With a wave-like motion of your body axis, come into plank. Place your knees on the ground, lower your upper body towards the floor. With your next inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift up a little bit. Just hold it with your back muscles. Exhale, come back down to the floor. Inhale, roll up again. Exhale, come back down. Inhale for the third time. Now maybe you can let go with your hands. Keep it there, keep it there. And exhale. Now tuck your toes if you want. You can either come back up via the knees, or you inhale and then with the exhale you push away from the floor, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Yes, let's do this. Come back into downward facing dog. With your left, lift your left leg, pull your left knee in towards your chest to be able to put down the foot. Come up into high lunge. Make sure that your alignment is correct. If you're having trouble with balance, maybe try a wider stance. Knee on top of the ankle, ribs are engaged, belly button slightly drawn to the back, and shoulders are relaxed. Place your hands again on the floor, lower your back knee, and draw big circles from the front up towards the back with your left arm. Check that your right elbow is in, or your eye of your right elbow shows to the front, so this one here. And then when you're back again with your left arm, grab your foot. If this is possible, maybe you can also use a strap for this. Check your alignment. Your shoulders on top of your wrist. Don't hang into your shoulder. Push yourself away to open and gaze up. Now, with your arm, pull your foot closer towards you gently. Push with your foot in towards your hand. And now pull your foot with your muscles towards your butt without getting a cramp. Let go. And now come into tabletop position. Now it's best if you place your right knee in the middle of your two hands and thread your left leg on top. Make your knee caps and the back of your knee touch, and then just sit back. Maybe you also want to use a cushion for this, or if this is really uncomfortable, you can also stretch your lower leg to the front, and you just cross with your upper leg. Now the leg which is on top, take the opposite arm to come into to grab your other arm or your other hand from below. You can also use a shawl or a strap for this. Try to keep your upper body upright as much as possible. We are now in Gomukhasana, cow face pose. If you need your mind to be distracted from this uncomfortable position, you can maybe think about why this is called cow face pose. Do you see a cow face in this pose? If this is really comfortable for you, you can also lean forward with your upper body. But we will release the hands now. Shift our weight a little bit forward. Keep our feet where they are. Turn around such that we open the feet and come into a wide-legged position, standing position, for a nice little stretch here. Make sure that you don't lean too far back, but rather lean towards your toes. You can also stretch the arms in front of you to give another nice stretch in the shoulders, together with the one in the legs. Now release, let's go. And turn further, turn the other way around, such that now your right leg is on top in Gomukhasana. Maybe you also need to adjust your calf muscle. It's always a little bit tricky to get into this pose, but once you're there, take your left arm on top, inhale, and find your right fingertips or your right hand. Trying to sit upright. Very good, release. Come back to the front of your mat. Find into a forward fold Uttanasana. Also here, place your feet hip width apart. Have your weight rather slightly to the front than we usually do normally or automatically. Bend your knees slightly, such that your knees align nicely with your middle toe. And then slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. And inhale, lift your hands up. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Ready for sun salutation. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. You have your knees micro bend. Exhale, forward fold. Now it's your right leg with which you step back, and your left leg follows into downward facing dog. And with your next breath, come into a body roll forward and lower down, either with your knees on the floor or not. Inhale, baby cobra, push back up into downward facing dog. With your next inhale, it's your right leg that lifts up into the sky, and we bring knee and nose together. Touch. 1. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee and nose touch. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bring knee and nose as close together as possible. And then lower your right knee towards your right wrist. Lower your back leg. Come into pigeon pose. Make sure that your back leg is straight, including the foot. And the closer you bring your right foot towards your left wrist, the more active your foot has to be, the more flex you have to protect your knee. Also here, engage your core, draw your navel in. And then exhale, come down. Rest your forehead on your wrists. Also here, I like to move slightly from side to side to really feel the nice juicy stretch everywhere in my right hip. Come back up. Now bend your back knee. Try to grab it with your left hand. Thumb is again facing up. Our front body for the moment is facing forward. You can draw with your foot by pushing into your hand. You can lift your body up a little. You can play around with bending your knee a little more. Keep your shoulders relaxed and drawn back. Very good. Now lean towards your right side. Take your left leg or left foot, and with a long upper body, that's more important, start to straighten your leg. If it is really bent, that's also fine. Just go where it's still comfortable. And then place your left foot over your right leg. Turn towards your left side, grab your knee and pull it towards your upper body. Have a long spine, inhale. Exhale, turn towards your left side. For a nice little twist also here, keep your shoulders drawn back. And then release. Leave your left foot on your right knee. Roll back, come into reclined figure 4 pose. Keep your foot active. Flex. And by pulling your right knee towards your upper body, you can intensify the stretch here. Okay, let's go. Roll up, whoop. Maybe you need a second attempt or a third, or maybe you need your hands to help. It's also fine. And we all meet in Uttanasana, forward fold. Let go of your neck, your jaw, relax. Exhale. Slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, lift your hands up. And we directly flow towards the next side. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Weight slightly towards your toes. Exhale, Uttanasana. Now it's your left leg with which you take a big step back and come into downward facing dog. Roll over, come into plank. Knees on the floor or not, flow towards the floor with your whole body. Inhale, come into cobra. Through your knees or directly lifting up, come back to downward facing dog. Now it's your left leg that you lift up. Keep your hips square. Exhale, nose and knee as close as possible. Inhale, lift your leg up. Exhale, touch. Inhale, keep your fingers spread. Exhale, knee and nose touch. I lost track of count. We do one more. Inhale and exhale. Knee and nose touch, and then bring your left knee towards your left wrist. And really make sure that you're not leaning towards your left side, but you bring your body over to the right side. Push yourself away, keep your belly active, your ribs engaged. And then come forward, relax in pigeon pose. Push yourself back up. Bend your back leg. Try to grab your foot with your right hand. Thumb is facing up. And now start to play around. Maybe you can lift yourself up. Give yourself a nice stretch in your right shoulder. Maybe bring your foot closer towards your body. Lean over to your left side, bring the right foot towards the front and straighten or start to straighten your knee. Shoulders away from the ears. Now bring your foot over the left leg. Make sure that your foot is in line with your knee and your leg line. So the toes don't have to face the front, but rather diagonally. Then inhale, make your spine long, and exhale, twist towards the right side. With every inhale, you grow longer and taller. And then release. Keep your foot almost where it is. Roll back down and thread your arms through to grab your left knee. You can also grab just the upper leg, or you grab including the lower leg. And then pull gently towards you, keep your foot active. You can also push your right knee away from you. This will also change the stretch and intensify it a little bit. Release your legs, shake your legs out. Grab outside of your feet. Come into happy baby. Maybe wiggle from side to side, rock. And then roll up. Bring your right leg again into a pigeon pose. Bring your left leg back. Find a proper position like we had before. Now grab your left foot and check whether you can place your toes in your elbow, and you can use your toes as a hook here, that you don't slip off. And now maybe you can find and try and interlace your fingers. And then you're in mermaid pose. If this is not possible, you can also use a shawl or a strap to get there. And maybe you can crawl a little closer. Try to relax your shoulder, keep your core active. Don't fall towards your right side, but we really want to stay on top of our game. Exactly. And then release. Straighten your left leg, and with your right hand, draw towards your left toes for a side body stretch. And release. Now let's try the other side. Place your left leg in front. The right leg is in the back, straight. Bend your knee. Find your elbow with your toes. And then find your right hand with the left one. Release. Straighten your right leg. And with your left arm over your head, come into a side body stretch towards your left leg. Stretch both of your legs. Come into a seated, wide-legged position. And fold over. Now you can release any tension. You don't need to pull or push or hold anything. Also take care that you release the tension in your neck. How did it feel to be a mermaid or merman? And if you still need any movement for your body, you can still do this. Or you can find your way into a very quick Shavasana. And I will leave you here. I will stop the video in a few moments so you can really enjoy the rest, maybe of your day in Shavasana in silence. Give your body some time to process all the new positions that you brought it into. Calm your breath. Make sure that your palms are facing up. And start to melt into your mat. Thank you so much for practicing with me.